Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got the Ace of Wands. You're someone with a focus. You're a very concentrated person. I think when you get your sights set on something, you're like a laser beam. You hone in on it, and everything else in your life blurs, you know. This could be a very, very good thing. It could have its challenges, too, right? We have this sort of this ability to hyperfixate on things, to get stuck on one kind of thing, or get stuck on one task or one path or one objective, one mission, right? And the rest of the things in our life sort of don't seem so important. You know, it's hard when you're so intensely focused, let's say, on your career, right? And that's it. I'm focused on the job. That's where all my energy goes. Then some of the other things in our life we don't really pay enough attention to. You know, we might not pay so much attention to our physical health. We might not pay so much attention to our pets or our plants or our people. Okay, so there are good things and bad things in every card. Every card has light and shadow, right? Let's see where you are using your power of focused attention. Oh, an Ace of Pentacles. You do have an objective. You do have a goal on the physical plane. Okay. You have the Five of Swords, Six of Wands. There is one of your Cancer superpower cards. That is the Knight of Cups, represents the Cancer energy in action. And we have a Princess of Swords. Okay, very interesting, very cool. Over here we have a Four of Pentacles. We have a Three of Wands. We have the Death card. Okay, and we've got a Knight of Pentacles. Yes, see, I feel as if you are really seriously following your passion like hardcore right now. And this ace, you know, between both of these aces, to me feels like we got our sights set on the bullseye. And you're not taking your eye off the prize at all. This is going to be a jackpot. This is a card that says, let's start now. Okay, I don't know that this is something that you've already started, but from this moment forward, we're going to be laser focused. You know, we of course have to be responsible with this attention. You've been given the power of sight. You've been given the power of sort of third eye activation. You've been given the gift of consciousness. And we have to use it responsibly. This is your ability to concentrate on the goal. It's like it's one-to-one. It's like you have this laser beam of attention. It's focused on this one spot. And, well, that's going to lead you to the jackpot. That is the quickest way. The quickest way between point A and point B is when those 2 points just simply converge. You know, when there is no distance between them, right? We have fire and earth. We have the spiritual electrical circuit of creation. This is manifestation. You set your intention and you focus all of your energy on your goal and you will achieve it. This is going to be a jackpot moment. We've got to start now. I want to sort of, I want to address that with the Three of Wands that we see in the environment, because we also have to do the right thing. And so when we have this laser focus, you don't want to forget that sometimes your pets, your plants, your people are going to need your time. You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to take care of other responsibilities in your life. You still got to eat, you still got to sleep, you still got to drink water, etc., right? So we have to be responsible. This is a card of virtue. And so we have to know when we might have to pause our focused attention on our goal and go take care of other things and then get back to it. Okay, so this is our ability to be flexible and to be reasonable and be responsible. Okay, now let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set this down right over here with Mr. Ed, our little horse, right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below now as we look around the room. We see one major arcana energy, and it is the Death card. This is in the position of your fear and your obstacle. Okay? I think the fear is that we will, the fear is that if we shift our attention onto something else, we're going to lose this. Okay? Because maybe that's a real thing for us, that, you know, as long as we're focused on our goal, straight ahead, laser focused, hyperfixation, we're fine. We're good. We can do it. But once we get distracted by other responsibilities, we have a hard time coming back to that and getting that concentration again. I think that's where meditation is really going to help us out, you know? So the fear is that, I think there's more than one. I think there's probably two fears or more. First, the fear is just beginning. Just finding the courage to do it and to say, okay, this is going to transform my life, and I've got to step up to the plate and I've got to do it. We've got to be in our best energy. We've got to have our superpower activated, you know, and we've got to have the confidence, and we've got to have this sense of power and authority in our life that says, okay, you know, we're doing it. So there's the fear to just begin, and then there's the fear that says, once I begin, how do I keep going? Yeah. This is a card of transformation. This is a card of letting go of the past in order to make room for the future. Okay, this is the card of slow and steady change over the course of time. We want to have this laser focus. Every day, fire and earth, 1-to-1 ratio. I'm fixed. Every day is perfect. I do exactly what I mean to do every single day. With the Death card, it reminds us that some days we're not going to do that. As long as the majority of days of our life we're focused and fixed on the goal and we're doing everything the best that we can, we're going to be fine. If once in a while we have a distraction, once in a while we have a delay, once in a while we just are too tired, we're run down, need to get a little extra sleep, that's okay. Giving ourselves permission to not be perfect, right? Giving ourselves permission to falter sometimes. Because this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. If it was a sprint, every step counts. Every step is like insanely important because there's only a few steps. When you have this, you know, journey of 1,000 miles, you know, this big marathon of life, this is something that's going to bring about a lot of good changes for you. I feel like your entire life's going to change because of this effort. It's a long-term situation, okay? So there will be moments where we sort of are going to take a misstep. We might skip a day. It's kind of like going to the gym, you know? You want to go every single day. You want to have the discipline. You want to have the laser focus that you do it every day perfectly. Some days you're just not going to feel like it. Some days something else is going to come up. Oh, I got to fix the car. Oh, my friends need me to go help with something, or my family is whatever. And we're not going to make it to the gym. And the thing is, sometimes when that happens to you, you start to feel a little bit of a Five of Swords. We start to feel a little bit like out of focus. We start to feel a little fuzzy, you know, and we have a hard time getting back to it. The thing is, when we do have one day of a detour, we don't want to let that become too frequent, right? Once in a while is okay. If it becomes a habit, we're kind of sabotaging ourselves. So we have to be very careful. We want the laser focus, but we also want the flexibility to take care of other things and just to be able to get back to the path as soon as we can, and that's part of our Three of Wands. It might be that's what's going on for you at this very moment. because the Six of Wands in the background, I'm wondering if we've had a lot of success already in this path. I feel like you know what you're capable of, right? You know that you can do this, and you know that with your laser focus, you can make tremendous progress very quickly, okay? But the problem is, once something interrupts our laser beam, right, we have a hard time getting it refocused on the goal and starting up again, okay? That's why I'm kind of getting the message from Spirit that says start now. But yet I feel like you've already been doing something like this, right? So I feel like maybe we've gotten thrown off the goal a little bit. And maybe right now with this Five of Swords inside, under the surface, you're feeling a little fuzzy. You're feeling a little bit like, how do I get started again? How do I get back to it again? You know? Because again, once in a while having a detour, or having a bad day, or having a failure, or having a distraction, once in a while is okay. If it becomes a habit, it's self-sabotage, okay? You have your superpower card up at the top here with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is how you get started again. Because you think about how good it's going to feel to be on the path, how good you're going to feel to be getting the jackpot, to getting the wins. You think of the goal not in terms of like the physical details of the goal, but how it feels. What is the future we want in the emotional realm? How do we want our life to feel? Think about how good it's going to be. Think about how wonderful you're going to feel when you're out here sort of, on the quest, doing the thing, with that focus and reaping all the rewards of this journey. How good that's going to be for you. Okay? So we don't want to let the Five of Swords become a 7, 8, 9, 10 of Swords, right? Which shows that we're sort of sinking into this, we're sinking into the confusion, we're sinking into the despair of kind of not pursuing the goal. We pull ourselves out of that as quickly as we can by, it's like going to the gym again, right? Well, I skipped it. I missed a day. I slept in and I didn't go to the gym. And I can either kind of get down on myself and have this negative internal dialogue that's going to then kind of throw me even further off course, and I'm not going to go tomorrow or the next day either. Or I can remind myself how good it feels to be at the gym. How good it feels to know that my body's getting healthier and that I'm getting stronger every time. And how good it feels when I'm done at the gym and I can go eat a good meal. Like, that feels nice, right? And we'll use that to say, I gotta go. Maybe I'll go right now. Maybe I'm so motivated to go tomorrow now. I can't wait. So we're able to pull ourselves out of this with a little bit of positive thinking. Let's do a Language of Flowers affirmation card here. Spirit says you need to drink more water as well, Cancer. Okay, you've been sort of slacking off on your hydration lately. Remembrance. Memories and the past hold the key. Remember how good it felt when we were going and what it was like and how I don't know, how meaningful it was to us. Right? So maybe the memories of the past wins, right? How good it felt when you were doing it and you were right in harmony with yourself. So because we can get back to that real easy. Okay? We don't want to let this sink into something worse. We have the Princess of Swords in this future position because this is giving ourselves a little bit of slack, forgiving ourselves, being easy on ourselves. Again, I feel like you've had the laser focus. Something happened that kind of threw you off for a day or two, and we're just having trouble getting back onto it. It's like for me when I used to go to the gym a lot more than I do now. And I was going to the gym for like 6 months straight. I was going to the gym every single day. And then I got sick. Then flu season came around. I ended up getting an illness. And after that illness was over, I never was able to really get back in the groove of going to the gym. I tried, but I couldn't get myself, back into that feeling. And I ended up sinking into a 7, 8, 9, 10 of Swords. And it was regrettable, right? But what we could have done in that situation was to motivate ourselves, to feel, to sort of visualize, but to recreate it, to remember it, to put it back together in our minds and in our hearts. Not just what did it look like. I was at the gym, I was lifting these weights, I was doing the treadmill, the bicycle, a stair climber thing, whatever. But how did it feel? Invoke the feeling of it. See, visualization, everybody thinks it's just visual. We have to invoke all the senses, primarily the heart. How does it feel to be there? Because that's going to make it more real than just like, oh, I see myself lifting the weight. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the surge of energy in my body. I'm feeling the kind of confidence and the smile as I walk out of the gym, you know, and how good it feels to just be sore and to know that I get to go lie down. So that's what visualization really is, okay? And the Princess of Swords is giving ourselves a little bit of slack, giving ourselves room to fail and make mistakes. Sometimes things are going to happen and I'm not going to get to do it. That's okay. I'll pick it right back up the next opportunity I get. And if we have that kind of attitude, because see, this is the card of the learner. This is the card of the student. This is the card that says, I'm not expected to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to have integrity. I'm going to have virtue. I'm going to be impeccable, which means when I make a mistake, I'm going to correct it as soon as possible and get right back on course. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Okay. Now, on the Four of Pentacles, over here on your general energy. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. The Four of Pentacles is a card of a solid foundation. This is good habits. The more we're able to do this, the more we'll turn it into a habit. A habit is simply something we repeat over and over and over again until we don't really have to consciously try, you know. We are all creatures of habit to some degree. So by setting our intention to create good habits, we are ensuring the progress. We're ensuring the win. We're guaranteeing our own success. Okay? So with this one, I think that it's like meditation. The more often we pull ourselves back to our focus, the easier it's going to be over time. It may feel like it gets harder before it gets easier, but that's the work. The work is not about being perfect. The work is not about snapping our fingers and having a ready-made set of habits that I don't have to consciously attend to. Like meditation is not me focusing on one thing until I reach enlightenment. No, meditation is all about trying to focus. My mind wanders, I bring it back. My attention, my concentration, my ace of... This is the power of meditation. I'm focusing my attention on one object, whether it's a physical object, whether it's my breath, whether it's a deity, whether it's a symbol, a chakra, whatever it is. Focusing my attention on one thing. Every time it wanders, I bring it back. Wanders again, I bring it back. It's going to wander like a you-know-what, right? Millions of times a day. Attention's going to wander. We bring it back. That's what creates the strength and the power. It's the power of habit. So the more times we bring it back, so that's why it's a blessing right now that we've strayed from the path a little bit because something happened and we're in the middle of like this break, right? Spirit's saying start again, start right now. The sooner we bring it back, the better. Because guess what? It's going to stray again. Oh, bring it right back. And pretty soon, we'll be bringing it right back before our conscious mind even realizes that it's gotten off track. So that's helpful in meditation, but it's helpful in any goal we're pursuing. Anything that we're trying to focus our mind and our attention and concentrate on. We need to develop this power of bringing things back to the focus. So if I get sick and I don't go to the gym, good. I'm happy. I'm thankful for that. It gives me an opportunity to practice bringing myself back to the path. And the more I do that, the better at it I'll get until I don't have to attend to it anymore because it's become a habit. Okay? So we can practice this in meditation. Literally sit down and try to imagine in your mind's eye an object, a familiar object to you, your pet's face, or like your phone case or something familiar to you, right? And just imagine that object. And then whenever your mind starts to think of other pictures or other words or sounds or something or other stories, just, I've strayed from my object. I used to picture a baseball. I used to just kind of meditate on a baseball, you know, and you see the kind of the leather, the texture of it, the stitching, and maybe there's some dirt on it. It has a little, I don't know, the brand or whatever printed on it. And you just focus on that, but then you find yourself, you're starting to think about, oh, when I played baseball as a kid, oh, nope, bring it back to the object. And if we focus on that and we practice that mental exercise, it's going to help us in many, many ways in life. Okay, it's going to help us focus. And, we can do that, we can practice concentration in all sorts of ways anyway. But the Three of Wands is the virtue, and that's our ability to stray from our path in order to what feels like we're breaking our concentration to go attend to other things that need us. Okay, your pets, your plants, your people, right? And those are our responsibilities. And this card is our ability to then do those things, to be able to sort of flex or to bend or to adapt and take care of other responsibilities and then snap right back to our attention. Snap right back to our concentration here. And of course, the Death card is the long term, the changes that take place over time. The more you do it, the better at it you will get. It's not something that we do once and that's it. It's going to be a process that repeats. The way forward is the way forward, right? And so we know that it's a process and it's a long-term thing. It's not just a short, it's not just one kind of burst of effort that's going to save the day. The next card is the Knight of Pentacles. It's a card that is looking at the future, but looking at the goal, looking at the actual, like, the color of the wallpaper, the carpet, and the furniture. You know, looking at the details. We're kind of looking at the future in terms of, like, think about how good it's going to feel. And then now we're sort of looking at the future and we're thinking, yeah, hey, you know what? I can do this. I'm making progress. That, every time I stray from the path, I get right back on the path and I'm getting further down the road every time. You know, it's kind of like we take 2 steps forward, we might take 1 step back. That's okay. Take the steps forward again, though, as quickly as you can. Don't keep walking backwards, right? And we will realize our goals. I'm going to look at the mystery card. I want the mystery card to be maybe the Chariot. Maybe it will be the Empress card. Maybe it will be, well, it could be a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, I guess. It could be some water energy, maybe some cups. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. 4 of Cups. Well, okay. 4 of Cups is all right because it is kind of that habit. When we find ourselves feeling a certain way, straying from the feeling we want, we got to bring our feeling back to the good feeling. Okay, so we can control our emotions just as we can control our bodies, control our attention, our mind, our focus, our concentration. Okay, so developing good emotional habits. We find ourselves feeling a negative feeling this kind of internal negative state, low vibrations. Focus on something that brings us high vibrations. Smile, laugh, do something nice for somebody, do a random act of kindness. Think of the face of a loved one. Do something that's going to inspire love and compassion in us for ourselves as well as for everybody else. And make good emotional vibrations a habit. Okay? And that way, when we do stray from the path, we don't beat ourselves up. We just pull ourselves back. We make a habit of it. Oh, I find I'm kind of in a low mood today. I'm going to do something to make myself smile. I'm going to tell a joke and watch some funny stuff on TV. Play with my kid. Play with the cats, Tell some jokes. Be silly, like this sort of stuff. Okay? We don't want to linger in the negative state, just like you don't want to linger in this state where we have fallen off the horse. And we're lingering there. We're sinking deeper into it. We've got to get right back on. Okay. So I think for you, maybe it's more of an emotional thing than it is a mental thing. Because I think when, and like for my example, when I got sick, stopped going to the gym, and then I started feeling like, I started feeling just bad about myself because I wasn't going back to the gym. It wasn't my fault that I got sick. It happens, But then the fact that I didn't go right back to the gym the second that I could, I started feeling really bad about myself. I started sinking deeper into that sort of state, and then I just sort of abandoned it, right? And it had its effects on me, and I'm just now kind of trying to get back into a healthy kind of routine. And you've been with me for a while, I'm sure, so you kind of heard my stories over the last few months trying to get back into the physical health, exercise and intentional eating and taking the right kind of vitamins and that sort of thing. But we don't want to make ourselves feel worse. We don't want to beat ourselves up about these sorts of things. That's why we have the Princess of Swords kind of reminding us that, hey, that stuff happens. We got to just let it go to bring ourselves right back to our focus as soon as we can. And, maybe we learned something from this one. Maybe I learned okay, I got to wash my hands more. I don't want to keep getting sick, right? Or maybe it's, we learn something, maybe we don't. But what we are doing is establishing these good habits that are allowing us to pull ourselves out of the unwanted state back to our concentration and back to our focus. Okay? So I think that's a good confirmation card. And now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Cancer on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.